Brilliance Audio.
Livia Lone by Barry Eisler. Performed by the author. For the Sheepdogs. 1. Now. Billy Barnett dug the Asian chick sitting next to him. She was slim and petite, but with a nice little rack shown off by a form-fitting, long-sleeve yoga shirt. He'd asked if she was coming from a late workout when he'd first sidled up next to her at the bar at Ray's, dipping his head close so she could hear him over the music from the jukebox, and she'd told him, yeah, a workout that had earned her a drink, and he'd laughed and asked if he could buy her one, and she'd said sure, a white wine wouldn't be so bad. He'd been surprised by that. Her hair was dyed peroxide blonde, and she was wearing a lot of purple eyeshadow behind a pair of oversized, horn-rimmed eyeglasses, and a chick with a look that wild would ordinarily be the type for tequila shots, say, or maybe a vodka martini with a twist if she was trying to play it more upscale. But hey, whatever. So he'd asked her name, which turned out to be Sue, as though that mattered, and he'd ordered her the wine she wanted, with a bullet back for himself, and they'd bullshitted about how she'd just moved to Marysville because her ex-husband was here and they had joint custody of their kid, and now she had to get a job and deal with interviews, and how was she going to find anything half as good as what she'd left in L.A., personal assistant to some movie producer Billy had never heard of. But fuck, he didn't care about her story. What mattered was that she'd come to Ray's all made up even after a workout, street clothes still in a big backpack so she could show off that sweet body in her yoga outfit, and wearing flip-flops like she couldn't wait to get barefoot and jump straight into the sack. All meaning she was looking for a little action, right? Practically begging for it. Ray's closed at 2, less than an hour away. Billy knew he shouldn't think about that, shouldn't imagine it. He was in Ray's 4, maybe 5 nights a week, his neighborhood place since being released from the Monroe Twin Rivers unit the previous month. Hell, Ray, who was tending bar tonight and was himself an ex-con, knew Billy, even called him by his nickname, Barn. If this Asian chick kicked up a fuss, Ray's would be the first place the cops would come looking, and they'd finger Billy just from the description. Big, solid-looking guy, long dark hair, accent straight out of Beaumont, spends his time at Ray's. Gotta be my man Barn. Let's pick him up, bring him in for questioning, send his ass back to Monroe, and we never should have let him go in the first place. But shit, the bourbon was giving everything that vibe, that great invulnerable up feeling, like he could do anything he wanted, take anything.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?